It's time for Real Estate 101 with the Karey Brown team from Realty Executives Preferred Advisors.
Good Sunday morning to you. This is Karey Brown, broker-owner of Realty Executives Preferred Advisors, and you are listening to Real Estate 101. Today, I am here with April Comstock. April is an inside sales agent for our team. So before you think, oh, great, let's go through what she does exactly, because I would say among the jobs that we have at our office, her job is probably the most vital because it's really about educating the consumer. So April, kind of hit the highlights of what you do, and then we'll go through why we do it the way we do.
Okay, so basically what I do is it's mostly a customer service type of position where I'm basically doing whatever I can to help get our clients through the home buying process. So I find out from them what it is they're needing, what questions they have, and connect them with the resources they need. Credit repair, financing. Once they're ready to actually start looking, we can set them up with an MLS listing email that can be delivered right to their email. And it basically just lists all of the criteria that they're looking for. And that's a great tool. It saves them a lot of time having to go to all the different websites because it's all there right, delivered to their email. So, and then once they get that, they see a few properties they want to start looking at, and the buying agents take it from there.
So let's go back to, say, people start looking and start thinking about buying a home a couple of years before they actually start acting on it. So about a year before, they start trying to go out and Google things and try and get some answers and things along those lines. So we thought, what better way to be a better use to the client than actually sitting down with them and going through, this is what to expect, this is how to get there. And then that way, you're still a year out, but during that year, you can be, number one, fixing your credit if you either A, don't have any at all, you have no credit score, and you have to have a minimum of 3 trade lines to have what is considered a credit score for lending. That could change day by day, but as a general rule, that's what it is. And then also, say life just happened to you. Maybe you weren't necessarily the most responsible at a certain period of your life. You've gone through, a life-changing event. You just didn't know how to budget. We hook you up. Typically with housing and credit counseling is one of the places that we really enjoy, and they really break things down.
Right.
And from there, we just kind of check in, see how things are going. We can help you with budgeting to try and figure out, okay, well, this is what I make. This is what my house payment should be. This is what my debt to income ratio should be. And help you get all that aligned during that year. And then if you're closer, then we go through and say, okay, these are the things that are going to affect you when you buy a house. We have gone through and put together a buyer's consultation, which is a no obligation consultation. You come in, you sit down, you meet with us, we explain it to you. April can send it to you also. And in that package, we discuss things that affect you in a contract. You typically don't see a contract until you're sitting down to write it down. And we just didn't feel like that was enough. There are things in the contract you need to have really thought about before you make an offer, such as inspections, how much you feel that you could spend in repairs, because we have an aggregate here in Topeka. So you could say, well, I'm okay up to $500, and after that, I want the seller to pay for it. Things along those lines. Inspections that you want to do, what they cost, who typically pays for them, closing costs, and how that is taken care of. Things along the lines of checking out the neighborhood. Are there registered offenders there? What matters to you? All those things we break down. There are I had a local attorney who I just adore. Vern Jarbo helped me. We went from 2 pages to 3 pages when that was done, but we really broke down a lot of the points so that you, during the process, are having an opportunity to think about it before you're making an offer on the house. So when you call in, April takes it from there. So April, kind of break down what we do exactly for them.
Well, when they call in, the first step is just kind of to figure out where they're at in the process. You know, some people call in and they're already looking, they're ready to go. You know, so they're ready to start viewing properties. Maybe they've seen something on our website, you know, and they're ready to go. So if they're not quite ready, we figure out, you know, is it credit counseling, what they're needing? I can send them the information and they can go there to get started with that. You know, some people, they want to start looking, but they still want to save for their down payment. So, you know, if they're not quite ready and they say, you know, can you check in with me in a couple of months and see where we're at? I've also had servicemen that were out of the country that I've got one that I'm supposed to be calling back this month, actually, because he's going to be home and ready to buy. So it's basically just figuring out what the next step is for them. And then I just am like their cheerleader to get them to the next step, you know, whatever it is that they need. So I can follow up as often as they need. You know, we've got several people that are a year or 2 out. And, you know, if they are, you know, paying down debt or saving for their down payment, I'm basically following up with them every month or so, seeing where they're at. And I'm, you know, just encouraging them to get to their goal. You know, it is such an important goal and it's such a big investment. And I want to see them get there. It's really, that's the most exciting part of the process is, you know, getting them what it is that they need.
So say, for instance, you're trying to decide how much can I afford. We can certainly educate you and help you determine that. And then how much will you need? There are programs out there where you don't need anything to get into a house, but you should have a savings. So I say that without totally clarifying. You should have money in a savings account. I really genuinely believe you need to have a minimum of 3 months because life can happen.
Right.
So having money in savings, we are a really good resource. We're not just door openers. Our goal here is to make sure that you are the most prepared possible to buy a house. And that includes getting you there. And then once you're there, you know, we put together, okay, well, this is how to maintain things. And it's a spreadsheet that I've been working on and I just continue to add to that says, okay, well, how do I test my water heater? I know I had no clue that you even needed to test your water heater.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, you do. You know, if it doesn't work and say, for instance, the TP valve gets clogged up and it won't turn on, well, if your hot water heater were to malfunction, that is the relief valve for the actual unit. You know, wow. If it doesn't have a way to relieve itself from overheating, it could shoot through your roof. So,
oh goodness, that sounds important.
Yeah,
we should all know this.
Yeah, envision your water heater. Hey, and a lot of this stuff I have learned from having people on the show. So if you're not listening to the radio shows, you really want to pick up on the home inspectors and things along those lines. Check those out. Radon, things along those lines. They're on here for a reason. I learned something from every show. So when it comes to budgeting, figuring out where you're wanting to go, how to set up one. Not everybody knows how to set up a budget. They weren't taught. Their parents probably didn't know. Or if they did, they just thought, well, hey, you know, they've watched me do it. Maybe they've picked it up or they learned it in school.
We should all learn this in school. They should definitely teach budgeting in school.
They should. How to figure and write a check, even though we all use debit cards.
Right.
Debit cards can get you in a lot of trouble, too.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Yeah. So all the things that you need to know to get you there. And no age is a wrong age. So say you're, you know, in your 50s and you've never purchased a home, but you want one. We're willing to do the same thing for every age group and get you to where you're going. A lot of people think, well, I filed bankruptcy, I can't ever buy a house, or I can't buy a house for 7 to 10 years. That's actually not true. You could actually purchase a home in about 2 years after a bankruptcy. It depends on how you treated your credit after that. So if you continue to pay all your bills and then that one bankruptcy wiped away the rest of the debt, or say you did like a Chapter 11, as long as you followed the guidelines for paying your bills on time after that, 2 years, you could buy another house. Say you've been foreclosed on, you can buy another house, or a short sale, you can buy another house. And all these things people, they've been told that they can't, and it's actually not true.
Right, yeah.
So we partner with lenders that actually explain that to you. And they go through, we are not lenders, we're not inspectors, we're not appraisers.
No, we're not.
But we pair you with who you need, and then we educate you from what we know. So we put together, again, my spreadsheet. All of that information comes from home inspectors. I actually take what they put out there and drop it in so that it's a readily accessible resource for you as a homeowner. So there are so many things to think about. Again, we put together the package to kind of go through what you're going to be experiencing in the buying process, what's going to be in the contract, what do you need to have been thinking about, budgeting for, planning for. And that is the role with April, is to get those things out there and educated. The buying team also goes through that with you. And then when it comes to sellers, it's discussing with them, okay, where are you at in the process? When do you think you'll be ready? We will go out with no obligation, take a look at the house, give you our recommendation, give you an idea of what we think it'll sell for, depending on the work that you're wanting to put in, or, as it sits, so that you know what it is. We break down the costs so you know exactly what you're going to walk away with within, some negotiation. Say, for instance, there are repairs that we couldn't have possibly have known. We prepare you for that while we're in negotiations also. So you always know what your bottom line is, and just basically helping you get there, making a determination of what you need. We lay out how we market, what you can expect from us when we communicate with you, and all the things that you need to know. So we're not just a stick the sun in the yard crew. And we're also not what we would consider part-time agents, where you just call, oh, yeah, I'm sitting out in front of the house. I want you to come show me this house right now. We really want to be your resource. We want to be the person that you call that explains things to you. So with April, and her portion of the position is really just breaking down what you need, how we can help you, and staying in touch so that you know who we are, what we're doing, how we can help you, all of the things that go into that.
And by the way, we are looking to hire another me in the office. So we're looking for an inside sales agent. Basically, I work from a home office. It's a lot of phone calls, emails, follow-up, finding out what our clients need and following up with them. So it's pretty flexible. I mean, my day, I usually start, I usually start emailing early in the morning, but I don't start making calls until about 9. I usually call for about 2 hours, just checking in with everybody, as well as some cold calling, just checking in. Maybe we have a client that is looking for a property in a certain neighborhood. I actually can call neighbors in that neighborhood and look and see if there might be somebody that is looking to sell. So I make some of those kind of calls. So we're looking for somebody to join our team. It's been an awesome team. Real estate's something I've kind of thought about for several years. I always thought it would be kind of fun. I was always the person that was on the websites just looking at houses, even though I wasn't needing to buy. The whole process is interesting. I love homes. So I know there are a lot of people out there that are interested in real estate. I've talked to several. So we'd love to find somebody that's a good fit for our team. It really has been a lot of fun to be a part. We go in, we have team meetings each week, and I really look forward to those, just getting together and talking about the process, what we can do better. So our team is growing, and we'd love to find another inside sales agent. So if you know of somebody, or maybe you're interested in the position, like I said, it is pretty flexible throughout the day. I usually work for a couple hours and then, take a break, and then work for a couple more hours, take a break. And then in the evenings, there are some calls and emails and things, because we do need to be flexible for the clients. But it's been a great job. So if you're interested, give our office a call. Carrie's got the number.
785-213-5188. We are also adding, to be an inside sales agent, you do have to have your real estate license. You do not have to have any experience at all. And we do expect you to have a time period where you're getting your license. We do train. So April just recently got her license, so now she's able to say things that before she couldn't.
I know when somebody asked me the price of a property, now I can tell them. Before I was like, I know the answer, but I can't tell you.
Yeah, there are certain guidelines that the state has that you either have to be licensed or you just can't say. You have to refer it to someone who is. So she's pretty excited about getting to that point.
Yes.
And we are too. So yes, we definitely are looking for several ISAs, and we're looking for more buyer's agents for the team. We hire basically by personality type. So as crazy as that sounds, some people, their strengths are more towards what a listing agent does. And some have the strengths that they would just hate that side of the job, and they're really much better at working with buyers. So we hired to try and get people to where we think they would enjoy their job, because that's the important part. You want to enjoy what you do. And the same thing with an ISA role. You got to learn to like to talk to people. So if you aren't a very personable person, you'll hate it.
Yeah, and you really have to be, want to be persistent, and it is a work on your own environment, so you kind of need to be driven, like to get things done and not have somebody on your back all the time saying get this done, because you're that person. So that helps a lot if you're self-motivated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're not, we probably aren't the crew for you.
Right.
So we work as a really tight-knit group. Everybody starts with April. On the buying side, on the listing side, they typically go from April straight to Tammy, and each one of them work together to nurture and to get people to where they're going. So a very, very vital part of the crew. So again, we are growing. We work as a team. So if you're all about the limelight, you're not going to like us, because we work as a team. We function as a team. The limelight is on all of us, because that's just how we decided to do it. It's the best environment because everybody supports each other.
I love our team.
Yeah. So we're all about trying to build each other up, help each other find things faster. So say if our buyer's agent comes to us and says, well, I have a buyer that wants this, this, and this. And the listing team says, well, you know what? I just saw that and I will be listing that. Or somebody else on the buying team says, I just showed that house to somebody that you're describing. You need to go look at this address. Right. So it's a lot different than what you would think most companies are. We aren't each other's competition. We're in it together.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So if you're looking for a position and you've been thinking about real estate, well, this is definitely it. We have a list of buyer needs all the time. So if you're looking to sell your house, go out and like Realty Executives Preferred Advisors on Facebook. We put out there what we're looking for. Buyers in particular, they say, okay, this is what I need. This is what I envision my house will be. And if we can't find it on the market, we post it out and say, okay, this is what we're looking for. So if you are considering selling your house, that's a great place to go. If you're looking to sell your house, also reach out to us through there or give us a call at 785-213-5188. And we will also put out what your house is. We market like crazy. So We will help get your house sold as quick as possible. We share with you what our stats are. Just recently put together our numbers, and from September to September, so September 15th to September 16th, we have sold 203 homes. That we have helped 203 families.
That's awesome.
Which is, you think, oh, well, that's not a lot. Well, the national average is 5 homes a year for a real estate agent. So you take into account that is the national average, and Topeka falls right in line with that. So we make, we stay really busy, I guess we'll say that.
Yeah.
As far as agents go, we average 29 homes a year per agent. That is the average across the team itself. Several sell more. There are 4 of us that are full-time, 3 that are not. They're part-time. We have a teacher that works after school and on the weekends and during the summer. We have a guy that is a radio marketing guy. He works in the evenings. So we're a team that basically takes from all different areas and all different strengths and try and make one really great group. So if you're looking for a new adventure, give us a call. Our number is 785-213-5188. You can check us out if you're looking to buy or sell. We have a website. It's called TopekaRealtyExecutives.com. And much confusion over that. The former Realty Executives office is actually now Realty Professionals. We are the only Realty Executives office in Topeka, and we're the preferred advisors team. So you could also check us out at TopekaRealtyExecutives.com. We have Facebook. If you just go out and search Realty Executives Preferred Advisors. And if you want to hear the radio shows, if you own a home, thinking about owning a home, the shows that we do are typically based on what needs we've either seen or heard of. We will bring in some special functions, like August was back to school month, where we had each of the schools say, okay, this is who we are, this is how we do things. We had them all answer the exact same questions that the consumers said they wanted to know. So that helps you to actually have an insight to the different schools and what you're looking at. We also have a giving back program. So any house that we sell, we allow the buyer or seller to pick a school that they want us to contribute 5% of our commission from. We don't up the commission. That is a donation from us to the school of their choice. So they can pick a department, they can pick a school. It doesn't have to be public, it can be private. We donate to all, and it doesn't have to be local either.
And we also have the Unsung Hero program. We can nominate, or you can nominate someone that goes above and beyond, that doesn't seek a lot of recognition. Maybe there's somebody that you know, a teacher, an employee, somebody that volunteers that works really hard and doesn't get a lot of recognition. This is your chance to kind of highlight them, let them shine. Once you've nominated them, they do receive a $200 gift card, and we have a little ceremony. I think the last one was maybe at the Boys and Girls Club. And that was really nice and encouraging, for people that work so hard.
Yeah, so we really try to do a lot for the community. We also, in the buying process, we hook you up with different classes in the community that don't have a lot of advertising, but they're just a wealth of resource. So we believe in hooking you up with what you need at the time. So we're not just the door openers. We are your team to help you get where you're going. And we want to be a valuable resource. We want to be somebody that you recommend again. We want to be somebody that 10 years from now you're like, okay, they're the only people to use. So to us, it's about establishing the relationship and making you feel like you were secure and that you were educated in the process.
Right, yep.
There's just so much that goes into it that we just don't feel like it should be a fly by the seat of your pants thing. We want to help you make sure that you're making a sound investment.
Right, and I feel like there isn't a lot of education out there. When we bought our first home, we didn't know anything, and nobody really talked us through the process. I don't remember doing any negotiating or anything. So this is all like amazing to me. Like when I see everything that our team does for our clients, it's like, oh my gosh, this is like everybody should do it like this, but I haven't really heard of anybody else that does. And it's kind of a scary process if you're, not sure what's happening. But if you have a team that's like walking you through it and saying, okay, this is what's going to happen next, and this is what you need to think about, and this is how you can make an educated decision about this, it really does take a lot of the fear out of the process, and it makes it a lot more fun, which it should be. I mean, it's a huge investment. It's, an awesome investment. So it's really is amazing what our team does for the clients. I love it.
And not every transaction is going to be just wonderful. Things happen. You may get to closing and find out the seller didn't budget or wasn't educated enough in what they had given to the agent. So maybe they don't have enough money to close, or, just weird things happen in every transaction. Every single one of them is different. No transaction is the same. And that's the reason why it's important to get someone who has been exposed a lot so that they know what to be thinking about and how to handle it. Right. Everybody starts somewhere, but I always relate it to a medical field. Do you want the surgeon to be doing brain surgery on his first try? This is something that is going to affect you for the next 30 years. So you definitely want to know who they are, what they stand for, what they believe in, and how they can help you. And if they are educating you, that is the most important thing possible. So if you are looking to buy or sell, again, give us a call, 785-213-5188. If you're looking for a career in real estate, we are growing. So again, give us a call. Check us out at TopekaRealtyExecutives.com, and check us out on Facebook, Twitter. Just search for Realty Executives Preferred Advisors Team. And thanks again for listening to Real Estate 101.
Thank you for listening to Real Estate 101 with the Karey Brown team from Realty Executives Preferred Advisors. Tune in again next Sunday at 11 o'clock for Real Estate 101.